me, Mario! Hello everyone! Obviously in this episode we're going to talk about Super Mario 64. But why? Isn't it more than 25 years old and kind of low resolution, right? But look at how large and active these communities still are today. Clearly it's still super mainstream among the gamers. I would even go on to say this game is recognized as one of the most influential and the best platformer games ever. So today we're going to talk all about the reasons behind this crazy obsession. Well, instead of telling you all about it, why don't I just start playing it? So let's pick a game. But hang on a second, and which one should I choose, right? So I guess this is a great time to talk first about the differences among the versions. So here and this one are the first two versions. They were launched only 3 months apart in Japan and then in the US back in 1996. These two versions are very similar, except the Japanese version has less audio clips. These two are by far the most popular versions, especially for the speedrunning, as it includes the famous backward long jump exploit. By the way, I'm super excited that there was a new world record set by Kano, which he beat the game in just 6 minutes and 27 seconds. Now the third version is less well known, which is the Shindu version. This Shindu, by the way, means advance or progress in Japanese. It patches a few of the exploits and adds rumble support. However, patching exploits might not always be the most popular thing, as just look at this speedrunner. Now next one is IQ version, which was only released in China in 2003 on a very special N64 console. The reason behind it is to bypass the regulation at the time about no video games consoles allowed. I don't have this one, but I can play it on my iDrive. By the way, we're gonna talk more about it in the later episodes. The fifth version is Super Mario 64 DS, which was released in 2004. This version is a remake and adds stars, multiple characters, and multiplayer. Alright, are you still with me? We're literally only halfway there. But I'm going to split the rest into part 2 of the movie, which will review the next 5 versions. So let's get started about playing, and I think I will choose the classic US version to get started. Actually, there's one more thing to decide before playing, and that is the controllers. By the way, don't mind me showing off a little bit of my collection. Actually, I even have more crazier stuffs, but that will be for a different episode. So starting with this one here is a normal controller with ordinary joystick. By the way, in case you're curious, the original designer thought you would either be using the joystick holding like this or using the D-pad holding like that. But in reality, almost all the games you only need to hold these two. So, but yeah, that's the design. And now let's get into the customization land. You can see these few are all ordinary controllers, but changed to the GameCube joystick to be more sensitive, which I personally prefer. Here, these two are wired Brawler 64 controllers by the Retro Fighters. You can see they already look closer to modern game controllers. Or I can use this extreme green one that's super pretty and had a custom job for a super long cable, you know, so I don't worry if I'm very far from the TV, it wouldn't pull the controller, the console down. Or I can also use this, my Japanese gold controller, as you can see here, very pretty. You know what, I have an idea for today. I probably will just actually go with one of these wireless ones, and this is Mario's red, so go Mario, let's choose this red one. Alright, here is the N64, the ancient but well-maintained and with a lot of customization console. So to start the game, let's just plug it in. Also, don't forget the wireless receiver for the controller. Alright, turn it on. Ta-da! The castle is the first area go into the game, and it acts as a hub that connects all the levels. The castle feels like another character in the game. I love how the castle slowly expands while you go explore it. And jumping through the painting is super fun. By the way, I have the exact painting hanging on my wall. There's also a bunch of hidden stars, like when you look into the sun in the main hall, go through stained glass windows, find the hidden levels in the basement, or through the mirror. Plus, the courtyard in the back is fun to play once you clear the ghosts out. Like, take this fountain for example. I know the text blurry, but people say, and I'm pretty sure, as well it says, L is real. Did you know if you collect 2,401 coins, you will unlock Luigi for 2-player mode? What are you doing here? It's a club! Well, want to know more about that? Stay tuned. Let's enter the first level of the game, Bob-omb Battlefield. It feels like the perfect intro level to the game, since it's not a hard level at all and allows the player to explore most of Mario's moveset. The details in the level are great too. Like, once you beat King Bob-omb, you'll actually see 3 rolling balls rather than 2 because, you know, King Bob-omb became the last one. You also see the pacifist Bob-ombs to tell you the king's reign has ended. There is also a warp point that will take you higher up the mountain. Just don't do it when racing Koopa the Quick. Here's another fun thing to do. If you circle the wood logs here 3 times, coins will pop out, but only if you don't ground pound them. You can't do everything on this level when you first visit it. You need to come back later once you unlock the wing cap to get all the stars. Cuckoo Mountain is another easy level that's a great example of fantastic design. Immediately, it's a lot harder than Bob-omb Battlefield since there are many ways you can die by falling out of the level. It also gives you a tons of different paths you can take to go down the mountain. The Big Penguin Race is a fun mini game that's a great way to score a star quick. Just don't cheat. It also feels great to reunite the baby penguin with the mommy. Just be careful not to drop the baby. Another fantastic level is Tiny Huge Island. Depending on which painting you jump in, you're either super tiny or absolutely huge. When you're small, you had to worry about the huge Goombas, Boba the fish, and huge enemies. When Mars is huge, it's funny to watch the enemies try to attack you and just bump into you. Rainbow Ride is one of those levels that's notorious for its difficulty. Unlike a lot of other levels, this is one that you can fall off and die so easily. In this level, you will be riding on magic carpets and having to get on and off a lot in order to avoid obstacles. After a while, I also feel like its super upbeat music is kind of mocking me. Now, a lot of people think that Rainbow Ride is the hardest level, but I think it's actually Tock. It's another level that falling often leads to instant death. It's not that most of the stars on this level are hard, but getting all of the coins is just maddening. I felt it actually wasn't super bad on Rainbow Ride, but I swear it took me a few hours before I was able to do it on this one. One thing I do like about this level is that depending on when you enter the clock phase, the level might be fast, slow, or even frozen. Now let's talk about the boss fights with Bowser. When you fight Bowser for the first time, you get tricked into thinking you're going through another painting, but then bam, the floor goes out. The level itself isn't anything too special, and the boss fight is really easy. Just grab the tail and swing him into the mine once. As for the second time, you need to go into a water level first and make Bowser's sub sail away before you can continue. Here we go!
The level this time is a bit more interesting, but it's still a pretty linear A to B level. Again, you need to throw Bowser into the mines, but this time you need to do it twice. This time around, Bowser can make the whole platform tilt, so that's kinda interesting. On the third Bowser fight, it's another linear level, but this time it's a bit harder because the platform is harder, so it's a lot easier to fall off. As for the third fight, this one's a lot harder than the others. As the fight goes on, parts of the platform falls away until it's shaped like a star. And it's a lot harder to throw Bowser into the mines once the platform is smaller. Plus, Bowser is able to shoot fires that follow you, and when he falls off the stage and misses a mine, he does a shockwave attack. Finally, when you beat the game, you get a scene with Peach getting freed from the castle, and she says, "She'll finally bake you that cake." It's nice that Peach isn't in another castle. If you're ambitious enough to get 120 stars, you can even get to the cannon outside the castle. From up there, Yoshi can give you 100 lives, and your triple jump has stars.
Now let's summarize a little bit why Super Mario 64 is such a timeless game. Well, number one, also the most important thing, it was the first great 3D platformer. If you compare it to the PlayStation game Bob-omb 3D, which came out a few months later, it's so much better. Part of what makes it so appealing is the environments are way more complex and vibrant. The music in the game is also fantastic and super memorable, including the voice clips like the one I tried in the beginning. The camera system follows the player around. Although it does have frustrating moments, it was so much better than anything else at the time. It's also supernatural to control Mario the way he moves. Look at a game like Bob-omb 3D, the camera movement is super stiff and the visual are just really poor. Number two, in addition to providing a great 3D platformer experience, the longevity of the game is also due to the strong speedrunning and the modding community. Like this one. Oh yeah, must be a mod. Want to see more about the mods and speedrunning? Also how people have found the ways to play in a way it wasn't designed to? Well, stay tuned for part 2 of the series. Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. Well, bye for now and see you in part 2. It's me, Mario! Try again. It's me, Mario! No, let's see what did Mario say.
It's me, Mario!